First of all, our friends at Renatus, I don't know whether you saw our logo with that. We'd like to thank them. We're doing good is good business for sponsoring our panel. So listen, I thought about what I was going to say when I came out here, but I'm now just sort of overwhelmed with a kind of feeling of, deja vu, because 9 years ago we came here with a reel of film and a dream, and we came to a room very much like this, filled with people that look a lot like you. Although I'm going to start with an apology. I do not remember all of your names. Although I do recognize the stormtrooper over there. And we presented this show, Heroes, to you. And it was from this audience that a fuse was lit and turned it into this massive phenomena. And I have, only huge thanks for everybody who did that. Those of you who watched the show and were familiar with the show knew that it was a real roller coaster ride. Lots of twists and turns. It was just as much a roller coaster ride for us who made it. It was a big, ambitious, complicated show. And for those people who stuck with it and watched every single episode, my undying gratitude for that. For those of you along the way that maybe grew a little tired because you perceived that perhaps the show grew a little tired, I really only have one thing to say about that, and that is, say the cheerleaders say the world. We've had a long rest and a good night's sleep, and we're ready to save the world again. So if you found something about the show that you loved, something that you were passionate about, the first time, then I very humbly ask you to give Heroes Reborn a chance, and I'm sure we'll not disappoint you. But I actually have some business to do. I'm setting up a couple of clips here, and partly it's about what you guys have actually done in the past with the show, where you created this massive online fan base that then we could push content to in all these different ways, online, on mobile, and comic books, and all of that kind of stuff. And we're only going to do that in a bigger and better way this time. It's like a brand new thing. And so I'm very thrilled to announce, finally, I've been wanting to announce this for a long time, but very thrilled to announce it, along with my partners at Imperative Entertainment and Phosphor, the award-winning game company. We are going to launch 2 video games with the show. And these are premium, next generation premium games. One is a mobile tablet game built on the Unreal 4 engine. It's absolutely fantastic. The other is a PC console game. And they bridge the gap between, they tell a story that bridges the gap between the first Heroes and Heroes Reborn. And so if you get these games, you're going to know a lot more about the world that we've created. We're also going to do 6 e-books, e-novellas, that working with award-winning and best-selling authors that tell the backstory of our characters on Heroes Reborn. And so, again, that will fill out the world for you. And finally, if you haven't already done this, you must download the Heroes Reborn app that allows you to do a ton of things. You can watch a ton of content. From the first season, you can divide it up by characters, but it also launches our digital prequel, Dark Matters, written by our very own Zachary, and directed and produced by the very talented people at Retrofit. And it tells the story of 2 key characters that then connect up with the mothership of Heroes Reborn. And so, again, if you immerse yourself in all of this content, you will have a very, very deep experience and understand the backstories and all of that. So with no further ado, I'd like to present these clips. We're going to first see a teaser for the video games. We're then going to watch the first episode of Dark Matters, our digital prequel, along with a trailer that then tells you where that digital prequel is going. So let her rip. So it has come. It's really a fantastic work by everybody. Now I'm going to introduce somebody that actually needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. You remember him as limo driver in 1994's Future Shock. You sort of remember him as paramedic number 2 1999's hit Rescue 77. In 1998's Mike Hammer's Private Eye, you loved him as agent in a neighboring office. Greg, I got these off of IMDb, that's it. And my favorite, in Austin Powers Goldmember, who can forget him as shirtless fan? And of course, you know, you remember him in everything that J.J. Abrams has ever directed, produced, or written. And finally, the beloved Matt Parkman in a little-known TV show called Heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Greg Grunberg.
Time, and I do not believe, Tim, you had a Twitter account back then, did you? Okay, if you're not following Tim, first of all, follow Greg Grunberg. That's the most important person to follow. Oh my God, I love each and every one of you in this room. I really do. I've been here since Thursday. I'm walking the halls. They're like, don't walk the halls, it'll get crazy. You guys are so wonderful, and thank you for coming up and hugging, and thank you for brushing your teeth, everything. It's been wonderful. Tim is going to send out his first official tweet. So everybody's going to be in it. Let's bring up the lights. We're going to do a selfie, and everybody's going to be in it. You ready? That was pretty kick-ass. Are you guys ready for Heroes Reborn? Question for you, Tim. Sit at your mic, my friend. This is an important question. So when we first started, we were here and we got an incredible reception, much like this, and it was unbelievable. And we kind of set a tone for TV that now there are shows on there just blowing all of us away. How do you bring the show back, knowing that the bar is so much higher? And by the way, I have seen stuff, and we've got to race through this because we have great stuff to show you guys tonight, so people introduce. But this is Heroes on steroids. How did you do it? How did you figure out, what was the inspiration?
Listen, that's the challenge. The challenge is that since we came along, we looked and felt like nothing else on TV, and now huge shows are out there that we have to compete with. The show, first and foremost, has always been about the characters, and so that's what set it apart. And it was not necessarily about the superpowers, it was about the characters and dealing with these abilities that they had. That being said, there are certain things that have gotten a lot easier to do than when we first started 9 years ago. I mean, people are doing special effects literally on the set with a laptop that we used to take, 3 weeks of endless, waiting around for. Mm-hmm. So, and cameras have gotten lighter and lighting packages have gotten smaller, and we've been able to. Last time with Heroes, we only filmed, I think we probably never left 45 miles circle from where we were in Los Angeles, and yet we created all these worlds around all over the place. Yeah. This time we are gonna, we'll have shot in Iceland, in Canada, in Los Angeles, in Tokyo, in Paris. And so, it's a very different...
And I think it's also an indication of how much support we're getting. NBC is 1,000% behind this. Let's hear it for NBC, guys. Because, I get people coming up to me all the time, including my mom, and saying, what the hell happened? Like, we were on a roll, we were doing great, and then the show went off the air. So creatively, I look at it like it's a tremendous opportunity because you didn't wrap things up necessarily, and you can just pick. Is that what we're doing? We're picking it up where we left off?
Yeah, we actually are picking up exactly chronological time, 5 years from where we left off. And so, we ended with Claire Bennett exposing these powers to the world, sort of coming out, and so now everybody knows about these powers, and sure enough, when we start 5 years later, the entire world knows about these powers, and it's not such a good thing.
Okay, enough said. You guys want to see something that's kick-ass? Okay, this is the extended trailer. No one's seen this yet. It's pretty great. I know you guys are excited. No one's getting a lightsaber. There's no concert. I can tell you that right now. So here we go. This is a really cool extended trailer. I hope you enjoy it, and then I've got some special people to bring out. Take a look at this. Come on, that's awesome, right? How cool is that? This is amazing. Who wants to meet some heroes? I need everybody standing up. Let's go! Hit it! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, playing no other than HRT, Mr. Four Eyes himself. Please put your hands together for Jack Coleman! Danika, Yarosh! Come on! Oh, yeah! All right, playing the role of Tommy. He's not Peter Pan anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, Robbie playing the role of Emily. Put your hands together for Gatlin. You want to put your hands through his beard. Zebrowski! And playing the role of Erica. You know you love her. I loved her on Masters of Sex. Kihlstedt! Put your hands together! Ladies and gentlemen, the heroes. Come on, let's hear it! Sit down. That was fun. Thank you, guys. Woo. That was my cardio for the week. Oh, I love you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, welcome to the stage. How cool is this?
Hi. Amazing. So surreal.
So, Zachary, I don't know if many people know this. Zachary, Levi, everybody. Zachary's been a part of the show for a long time. Actually sings the theme to the show. Do you want to show us how you do that?
The theme to Heroes Reborn?
Yeah, well, if you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
We'll do it together.
Okay, ready? Zachary, Levi.
It's like we rehearsed it, guys.
So I want the first question to go to you. Just talk about the transition from Chuck, who we all love, to this new character. What's going on?
Well, it's almost the same guy, right? No, I think just like a very simple example of the difference between the two is that Chuck never killed anyone and didn't want to because he had like a really big heart and he really was very altruistic in that regard and constantly used a tranq gun. And Luke Collins believes in using a Glock. So that's kind of a big difference. You know, Luke is a very tortured guy. He's gone down a very dark path with his in his very twisted relationship with his wife, and we've been very hurt in something that's happened. And so yeah, he's
so no match for Matt Parkman.
No, not known.
Okay, good. I just want to clarify that. Jack Coleman. Jack Coleman. So this whole thing started with a Super Bowl teaser spot. I don't know if you guys were watching the Super Bowl, but as soon as that thing came on, we lit up our text. I was like, Tim, you weren't kidding. Oh my God, this is crazy. And I couldn't have been happier to find out that you were going to put those glasses back on. What is that like? Tell me what it's like. How's it been getting back into that character and playing that role?
It's been amazing. The first time I put him on was for that Super Bowl spot that we did this Super Bowl. And I felt like I was, dressing up for Halloween. It was not, I felt like I was an imposter for a minute there. And then it came back very quickly. And then once I got my, my gun, then I was good to go. It was amazing.
So, Ryan, put your hands up, my friend. Ryan Guzman, everybody. Tell us about your character. You're a vet?
Yes, I'm an Army vet with a very, very troubled past, who is presented an opportunity of greatness and an opportunity to change. So he takes it, I think. Yeah, I can divulge that? All right, cool. I never know what I can say.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky.
Just use prepositions, no verbs.
Okay, cool.
Robbie, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How you
So you're playing the same character from Peter Pan in this?
Absolutely, yeah, exactly the same.
All right, tell us about your role.
No, he's actually pretty much the opposite. Instead of playing a British villain, I'm now an American hero. That's pretty fun. No, my character is Tommy, and he's essentially just a typical high schooler. With a massive secret, the secret being that he has this extraordinary power that he can't quite control or understand. The ability to make other people disappear. And that terrifies him. He has no idea, where they go, whether they just, crumble into the abyss or be transported somewhere else. He has no idea. So that is, dawning on him, and it eats him up inside because all he wants to do is just be a normal kid.
You've described every character on this panel.
I'm just trying to save time, man.
No, I love it. What I love about the first year of Heroes, if you guys remember, the discovery was just so exciting. It was a discovery for the audience. It was a discovery for the for the characters, and I'm sure for the writers too, to discover who's going to go where. And I'm sure your favorite character. Who was your favorite character to write for? Is that fair to ask? Oh my God.
Jack needs a little love to go.
So Judy, let me ask you a question. What's it like working with Zach? Because you guys are working a lot together, right?
Yes, it's a wonderful experience. He's very tall, which is good for me. 6 foot. He's like, what, 6'8", 6'9", it feels like sometimes?
7'2".
Yeah, 7'2". NBA. So, it's great. He really understands his character, and he really helps me a lot. We get to have a twisted, messed up relationship on TV, and we do a lot of that.
Love that. And then we're running out of time. We have so much to show you guys. Gatlin, tell me.
Hey. Okay, so Emily is the character that I play, and she's just a sweet girl next door, and she meets Tommy at school and finds out his big secret, and is just there alongside him to help him figure out all the conflict, and gets tossed in this crazy chaos that he ends up going through, and we go through it together, and so, there's some bravery to her. And,
very cool. Yeah. Rhea?
I am Erica Kravitz.
Yes, you are.
Sheryl Sandberg. Think Sheryl Sandberg, but bigger vision. How about that?
Okay. And Danika?
I play Melina. Melina is this bold and ethereal, kind of mysterious teenage girl. She grew up in a very different upbringing. From an early age, she was told that she was destined for greatness. So she grew up just training her entire life for when that day came, and she had to be the hero.
That was my upbringing. I stole that right from my life. And Henry?
Hey guys, I play Quentin Frady, who's a conspiracy theorist. You kind of saw the beginning of my story in the prequel, which is pretty awesome. Researching, basically, there is a gigantic tragedy that will not go described. That pulls me in personally, and I research it, and it brings me to Noah Bennett.
Okay, you know what? There's way too much information.
There's a lot of information.
No, you know what?
This is nice, and we want you guys to leave the hall with excitement, with just enough information, not too much information. So to help us wipe your brains, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jimmy Jean.